Then I was watching on CNN, and they had CNN people discussing it and had some so-called experts discussing it as well. And they were talking about how, you shouldn't be allowed in this day and age to spank your children. Saying that, it's abuse, it's assault. If you spank another adult, then that's assault. You can be arrested for that. But it's allowable for you to spank your child. So it's allowable for you to assault your child. These are the things they were saying on CNN, one of the most respected news stations in our country. And they had so-called experts, and I listened to them debate this, and they came to an agreement on this. They were all pretty much in agreement that in this day and age you shouldn't be allowed to spank your child. There's other forms of discipline, other ways of training your child. You shouldn't be allowed to spank your child. And personally, and I'll get into some more of the details of what I've seen and heard about the Adrian Peterson case, but one thing these are experts. One thing I did not hear them ever mention when they're talking about raising your child, they never mention God. They never mention what God thought about how to raise your child. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that some people don't do it right. And there are people that do abuse their children. And there are people that, they were abused. And so then they abuse. And there are people that's all kind of things going on, But you don't take out what God says is a proper way of showing love and raising your child because, some people don't do it right. You don't just throw a blanket statement out on it like that. Okay? Now you have to, case by case individually, check out those cases. But just to come out as an expert and just give a blanket statement like that in this day and time we shouldn't be spanking our children, I don't personally agree with that. Because God says if you spare the rod, spoil the child. The Bible says if you use the rod on them, you won't kill them. God says you discipline, you chasten those you love. And so I'm definitely not against it personally myself, but I am against abuse. And I'm against any form of discipline that's not in love.
I just want to know, where were the expert on the panel when they were talking about don't discipline your child, don't spank your child? I didn't see an expert on there to say, well, then we need to go pick up every cop in America that has been beating, abusing, and assaulting all of the people that we've watched them do on national television and get away with it. Because they don't want us to do it to our kids, but they're okay doing it to our kids. And so if I spank my child with a belt, they want to lock me up for years. But if they punch my daughter in her face and beat her or shoot and kill my son, then we're okay with that. And so they're sending mixed signals, and to me, they're not experts. It's just some people having a conversation, because experts are people who know God's word and know how to apply God's word, because anything outside of that is foolishness. And that's what they were doing, is speaking foolishness out of something that they have no idea about. And so when I see stuff like that, I'm so not surprised. I am completely understanding that we're living in the last days, and everything that God said would take place is taking place, of how people view things and the compromise and doing it their way and leaving God out of everything. So that is not a surprise. So I will not address them as experts. They deem themselves to be that.